Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door came out over 20 years ago, yet we're still learning new things about it. Strider7X said the same thing about Paper Mario 1 in one of his videos. And he's right, cause it's true. This game, like its predecessor, is very well made. A lot of detail was put into it. It really makes me wonder if Nintendo and Intelligent Systems are ever gonna come up with a game this original, this detailed again. But I digress. There are still things about Thousand Year Door we don't know. Some details so small they're not worth making entire videos about. I'm gonna share them with you right now. This one I know a lot of people already know about, but here it is anyway. If you sleep at any inn a total of 50 times throughout the entire game, you'll wake up to a cameraman who will take your picture and the innkeeper will give you 200 coins. This works in the remake too. I know lots of people already know this, especially Paper Mario enthusiasts, but the other day I was talking about this with someone who had played the game and they were surprised to find out. And I was surprised that they didn't know about it. It was to that extent I realized that there are still people out there who didn't know this. Whether you already knew this or not, if you're still watching this video up to this point, then you know now. Now let's get into some more discreet secrets about this game. When you turn back the game's clock and Lucky cancels the Happy Lucky lottery, forcing you to pay the 500 coin fine, sometimes he will not make you go through that whole charade where he guilts you into trying to admit it. Sometimes he will just tell you that you need to pay 500 coins to start the lottery up again. I don't know for sure how often this happens, and I don't know exactly what triggers it, but I do know that it happens in both the original game and the remake. Anybody's welcome to look into this. It's known by many players that many enemies in the game drop many badges, and if using Kiss Thief with Miss Mouse on any enemy will also give you a very small chance to get a badge. However, this doesn't work on all iterations of the same enemy. For example, the Dark Craw and the Dark Koopa Troll in the Glitz Pit, they are coded differently than the ones you find in the Pit of 100 Trials. The Dark Craw and Dark Koopa Trolls in the Glitz Pit will never have an item or badge drop, and you can never get an item or a badge by using Kiss Thief on them, while the ones in the Pit of 100 Trial you can. Only enemies that were there at the start of the battle will have their respective item and badge drops. This means that any duplicate enemies that appear thereafter, whether it be duplicates of Green Fuzzies or Koopa Trolls that are called in by other Koopa Trolls, will not have items or badges. You cannot use Kiss Thief to steal an item or badge from them either. Extra Flower Finder badges that you don't get from Dazzle are missable in this game. You have until the end of Chapter 7 to get as many as you want. After that, the only enemy in the game that drops them, the X-Naut PhD, will be gone forever. As a matter of fact, I even made a separate file without Chapter 7 done just for this reason. Unfortunately, you can't use Kiss Thief. An X-Naut PhD in the overworld has to drop them, and they have a 1 in 1436 chance to do so, approximately. Or, if you have an item hog, 1 in 1077. It is possible to get every single badge in the game and get the badge trophy in the remake before Chapter 8 if you go to the Pit of 100 Trials. Enemies in the Pit of 100 Trials drop badges that you get only in Chapter 8. All or nothing and P up D down P. That young toad in Petalburg talks about playing video games. Video games that exist in real life, including Paper Mario, and even Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. That makes him self-aware, doesn't it? It makes him aware of this entire game. It means he's inside a game, or I don't know. The point is, he's self-aware. He's self-aware. He knows everything. He knows everything. He's too smart!
I can see the future! I know what's gonna happen to you later in the game!
Oh yeah, NPCs don't move when you're in the middle of a text prompt. The sign near the entrance to the Pit of 100 Trials will tell you your power bounce record in the original game. But in the remake, you have to go to your power bounce badge and it will be listed there. The Pony Army in Chapter 2 is a spoof of the games Pikmin and Pikmin 2, the latter of which came out the same year as TTYD. The stepladder in Glitzville has no collision in the original, but in the remake it does, and they showcase this by putting a hot dog at the top. The glitch in the Palace of Shadow where the crack can be walked through in the Gloomtail room still exists in the remake because the remake has the same map data as the original game. They made Merlon stupider in the remake. In the original game, if you don't have enough shine sprites or you run out of partners, he says, "Then you may go." But in the remake, he just keeps asking if you want more upgrades. During the first Princess Peach segment, scenes of the moon are shown, which kinda spoils it for later, but in the remake they're not seen, which fixes this. During the part of the game when you're getting the ticket to Glitzville, the areas where your partner stops you to interrupt you change depending on the game. In the original, they stop you at the stairs and then again at that door. But in the remake, they stop you next to the barrel and then just outside the second floor. This was possibly done to prevent players from avoiding the areas where the scenes are supposed to trigger. After getting permission from Goldbob to use the cannon, you don't actually have to go back to Far Outpost and talk to the mayor in order to start looking for General White. You can just head straight to Petalburg and start looking for General White. I know a lot of you have already figured this out, but there are a lot of you who haven't, such as my good friend Master of Worlds, who for the longest time didn't know this. She didn't figure it out until her latest playthrough of Thousand Year Door, which I've linked in the description below. In the original game, Koops' dad explains that Hookdale tricked him, but he doesn't explain how she tricked him, while in the remake he does. In Rogueport, Charlieton will only sell each thing once, not just badges. Once it's all gone, it's all gone. Meet him somewhere else. In the remake, you can't lose ranks in Glitzville, but you can do exhibition matches against previous opponents. It's not very realistic, but it does help with game progression, and plus those are just NPCs and not real people. In the original game, only a Bob-omb in the minor league locker room will tell you if you don't meet the condition, you have to defend your spot from a lower ranked opponent in the next match, no matter what. In the battle with the Iron Clefts, in the original you never get a condition that goes against using Yoshi's Gulp ability, which you need, and in the remake it's always use a partner ability at least once, which is Yoshi gulping. In the original, you don't actually have to fulfill the condition for the fight against Rawk, since you can only rank down from there. That condition is always the default condition of using at least one star power move. The original fixed this by making it no conditions. Not fulfilling the condition against Rawk is only a problem if you lose that battle, because then you'll actually have to defend your rank against the Koopinator next. Sometimes Glitz Pit rankings will change as Mario battles his way to the top, except for the following characters. Please pause the video if you want to read this. The battle conditions for the Glitz Pit are better specified in the remake. In the original game, to guard against the Daisy, you must time your guard to the last note of their song, like so. But in the remake, you can see the note as a projectile and you need to time your guard to that. If you one-shot Doopliss in the original game, before Vivian arrives, he just goes down. But if you one-shot him in the remake, he will use a life shroom to get back up. Credit to Smash Mario Pro 2000 for finding this one. I've linked his video in the description below. After a Flower Fuzzy drains your FP, if you wait another turn, they will use a Thunder Attack! I would like to officially give credit to my good friend Masters of Worlds for finding this one out. Go check out her channel. And go check out her TTYD playthrough videos. In the original game, Keel Mangoes are unattainable until after Chapter 5 due to wanting to ensure the player gets Flavio the coconut instead, but the remake fixed this. If you don't whack Bobbery awake and you talk to him a couple of times instead, the sad music will deteriorate and your partner will give you the hint that you need to hit him with your hammer. Again, credit to Masters of Worlds for finding this one for me. Grodus tells the Shadow Sirens to attack Mario again during the 5th Peach segment, but it never happens. It was supposed to happen at Riverside Station, where Beldum, Merlon, and Doopliss would be part of a mini-boss fight, but the developers ran out of time. That's why the last room of Riverside Station has 3 Goombas in it. They were placeholders. Even the remake didn't mitigate this since it was part of the main story. During the 5th Peach segment, after Peach becomes invisible and takes off her clothes to become completely invisible, even though she doesn't have shoes on, you can still hear the sound of her shoes while she walks. The remake fixed this, of course. Did you know that you can actually play the piano in Toodles' house in Poshley Heights? If you hit the piano with your hammer, it plays the Super Mario Bros. Theme, but this only works in the remake. This does not work in the original GameCube version. Mario cannot even hit the piano in that version of the game. I'm guessing some players have never even tried this, but in the Poshley Heights Hotel, it is possible to take the elevator to the room on the top floor without paying for it. You just will not be able to sleep in the bed unless you go downstairs and pay for the room. However, in the remake, the lady does try to stop you the first time you try it, but the second time after that, you can just go ahead. In the original version, the only way to register a recipe is to have Zesty cook the item for you. Doing something like getting the item from anywhere else will not work, but in the remake, it will. If you've seen Rogueport from the outside, you know that the west side is walled off. In the original, the wall isn't there, it's just a blue sky. At least here from the inside from this angle. But in the remake, it is there. They fixed this. This female Toad NPC is a huge Flurrie fan, as evidenced by her regular dialogue and Goombella's tattle on her. If you talk to her with Flurrie out, she will have new dialogue. Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door is a masterpiece on some level that some people can't even comprehend. It even gives us stuff to work our imaginations on. The level of detail in it is incredible. That's why we're still finding out new things about it. Is Nintendo going to give us anything original like this again? Only time will tell. In the meantime, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button and keep watching for more videos on my channel. And if you want to see some new videos before they're released, become a channel member. But if you want even more stuff across all my channels, become a Patreon member today. Thank you for watching and happy gaming!